This is a Brighton Beach-bound F train via the D Express line. The next stop is Sheepshead Bay. This is a Rockaway Parkway-bound F train via the J line. The next stop is Chauncey Street. This is a Queens-bound A train via the F line. The next stop is Roosevelt Island. This is a Queens-bound A train via the F line. The next stop is 21st Street, Queensbridge.
This is a Wakefield-bound 6 train via the 2 line. The next stop is 233rd Street.
This is a Manhattan-bound A express train. The next stop is Jamaica Van Wyck.
This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue-bound G train via the N line. The next stop is 59th Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound Q train via the N line. The next stop is York Street. This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue-bound Q train via the F line. The next stop is Neptune Avenue. This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue-bound Q train via the F line. The next stop is Carroll Street. This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue-bound Q train via the F line. The next stop is Smith 9th Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound W train via the F line. The next stop is York Street. This is a Coney Island-bound W train via the F line. The next stop is Neptune Avenue. This is a Brooklyn-bound E train via the A line. The next stop is High Street. This is a Queens-bound E train via the A line. The next stop is Hoyt Schermerhorn Street. This is a Queens-bound E train via the A line. The next stop is Grand Avenue. This is a Far Rockaway-bound E train via the A line. The next stop is Aqueduct North Conduit. This is a Ditmar Boulevard-bound E train via the N line. The next stop is Queensboro Plaza. This is a Ditmar Boulevard-bound E train via the N line. The next stop is 39th Avenue. This is a Ditmar Boulevard-bound E train via the N line. The next stop is Broadway. This is a Ditmar Boulevard-bound E train via the N line. The next stop is Astoria Boulevard. This is a World Trade Center-bound Q train via the E line. The next stop is Spring Street. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Beach 25th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Broad Channel. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Howard Beach JFK Airport. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Aqueduct North Conduit. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Grand Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Broadway Junction. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Hoyt Schermerhorn Street. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is High Street. This is a 145th Street bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Chambers Street. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the C line. The next stop is Shepherd Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the C line. The next stop is Liberty Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the C line. The next stop is Rockaway Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the C line. The next stop is Kingston Fruit Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the C line. The next stop is Lafayette Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the F line. The next stop is York Street. This is a Bronx-bound B train via the F line. The next stop is Delancey Street, Essex Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound B train via the D line. The next stop is Grand Street. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the N line. The next stop is 59th Street. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the N line. The next stop is 8th Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the N line. The next stop is Fort Hamilton Parkway. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the N line. The next stop is New Utrecht Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the N line. The next stop is 86th Street. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the Q line. The next stop is 7th Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the Q line. The next stop is Prospect Park. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the Q line. The next stop is Parkside Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the Q line. The next stop is Church Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound B train via the Q line. The next stop is Beverly Road. This is a Queens-bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Grand Avenue. This is a Far Rockaway Lost Avenue bound B train via the A line. The next stop is Howard Beach JFK. This is a Bay Ridge 95th Street bound B train via the R line. The next stop is Union Street. This is a Bay Ridge 95th Street bound B train via the R line. The next stop is 59th Street. This is a Bay Ridge 95th Street bound B train via the R line. The next stop is Bay Ridge Avenue.
This is a 95th Street bound F train via the R line. The next stop is Bay Ridge Avenue. This is a Ditmars Boulevard bound F train via the N line. The next stop is Astoria Boulevard. This is a 205th Street bound F train via the D line. The next stop is Fordham Road. This is a Whitehall Street bound F train via the R line. The next stop is 14th Street Union Square. This is a Middle Village Metropolitan Avenue bound F train via the M line. The next stop is Marcy Avenue. This is a Middle Village Metropolitan Avenue bound F train via the M line. The next stop is Hughes Street. This is a Rockaway Parkway bound F train via the L line. The next stop is East 105th Street. This is Far Rockaway Moss Avenue bound F train via the A line. The next stop is Broad Channel.
This is a Far Rockaway bound M train via the A line. The next stop is Howard East Dale Train. This is a eastbound M train via the R line. The next stop is Rector Street. This is a eastbound M train via the R line. The next stop is 14th Street Union Square. This is a Forest Hill 71st Avenue bound J train via the R line. The next stop is Jackson Heights Roseville Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound G train via the N line. The next stop is 8th Avenue. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound G train via the N line. The next stop is Kings Highway. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound G train via the N line. The next stop is 86th Street. This is a Norwood 205th Street bound G train via the D local line. The next stop is 174th Street and 175th Street. This is a Brooklyn bound E train via the G line. The next stop is Greenpoint Avenue. This is Norwood 205th Street bound E train via the D line. The next stop is Fremont Avenue. This is a Coney Island bound A train via the Brighton Express line. The next stop is Brighton Beach.